It's always an honor to host you, friends, on the Family Enrichment Hub. This is Stella Obokelo, your usual host. And today we're going to be continuing our series on what makes a marriage thrive. And just to encourage us to review the prior videos that we've done. For those of us who are new on this channel, we've done something on the unique value you bring into your relationship. We've spoken about sexual purity, self-control within marriage. We've talked about openness and transparency as key ingredients in helping us build thriving marital relationships. Today we are going to be talking about the importance of vision within our marital relationships. And you may be wondering, what is vision and what has it got to do with a thriving marital relationship? Vision is the big picture you hold for your marriage. Vision is what you want to achieve together as a marital team. Vision is the big picture you hold, the dream that you're holding within the insides of you that you want to see come alive within your marriage. Vision is what I would call the compass that you use in order to help you to reach your destination. If you don't know where you are headed, how are you going to determine which vehicle to use? How will you even know the means of transport that you're going to use to reach a place that you don't know? So vision speaks to, you know where you are headed, you know your destination, and once you know your destination, you determine what kind of means of transport you're going to use in order to reach that desired destination. In short, friends, that is what a vision is all about. A vision is a key ingredient in our marriages because it keeps us together, it enables us to work together, it gives us a sense of oneness, it gives us a shared vision, it gives us a shared activity that we are working towards within our marriage on a daily basis. And indeed, the vision that we have for our marriage, for our relationships, it determines the kind of actions that we shall take, the kind of decisions that we shall make with regard to our finances, with regard to our children, with regard to our businesses. Everything feeds into the vision that you have for your family. And so it is critical for us to have a vision that gives us a sense of direction to where we are actually headed as a family. That is the role of a vision in our relationships. I want to explore a few aspects that we need to put into consideration with regard to a vision. Usually these visions begin at courtship. For many of us during that time, there are things that draw us together, and usually they speak to the vision. The common intersections, the common interests, there are those things that come up and you just know that they are giving you a direction of what you're going to do together, what you're going to achieve as a marriage team. And so, friends, even if it may not seem so clear at the point of courtship, usually the details get clearer once you enter the marriage. And so vision, usually you have an idea of what it is going to be for your marriage during the time of courtship. I also want to draw attention to the fact that marriage is a team that must have a vision. I've had an opportunity to work in the corporate world in different teams that I have worked in, but every team has a unique vision, a unique goal that they are working towards. I never ever sat on a team that did not have a sense of direction. Every team had particular deliverables that they had to achieve that were feeding into the bigger vision of the organization. And that is the same thing for us within the marriage. Every marriage must have a vision. Every marriage must have a shared goal that moves them and brings them and glues them together, that they work towards achieving. If there is no vision, you are going to be working aimlessly. You will not achieve much because you don't have something that is bringing you together as a team. And so just as you see football teams, and indeed any other sports clubs, they have a common vision, and their vision and goal is they want to achieve, they want to win the tournaments, they want to win every sports competition that they participate in, they want to win the World Cup, they want to win the Premiership. Every football team has that kind of vision, to participate and win, not to participate and lose. And so, friends, when it comes to our marriages, we must enter our marriages and define clearly the vision that we want for our marriage. And our vision must show that we are a winning team. It must show that we are working towards ensuring that we win together as a team. And so I ask us, do you have a vision for your family? Do you know where you're headed? Do you know the destination that you intend to reach to as a family? Friends, another thing we need to consider is that vision gives you focus. When you know what you're working towards as a team, you will not be distracted. Anything that comes to take you off the course of the destination that you're headed to, you'll quickly recognize it as a distraction, and you'll be able to hit it off, and you continue with your journey. That is vision for you. When you have no vision, anything will be thrown at you, and you will jump and grab everything, and indeed every opportunity, however tantalizing it may look. And so when you have a focus, you know where you're headed, you know what you want to achieve, you will only pick on activities that you know that are feeding into your vision. And so, friends, vision gives you a focus. It saves you from the distractions that will not help to move your relationship, to move your marital team forward. Another thing we need to know is that the consistent quality of life of any marital team depicts the fact that either there is a vision within that family or there is no vision totally within that relationship. A family that lives the same quality of life year in, year out, it's business as usual for them. That clearly shows that the vision has not been given clarity, or it's totally lacking within that relationship. And so, friends, let's go back and review. If we don't have visions, let's go and write down the visions where we want to see ourselves as a married team. Another thing we need to consider is that we need to be united as a couple. The Bible teaches us in the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 2, be united with one purpose. One purpose speaks to a common vision, a shared vision that you have together as a family. You need to work together. I have met couples where one person loves to live and indeed hang out and promote his rural area, and another person is not interested. They don't have any business with supporting their spouse with their interest of developing certain activities within the village. You find a family where one spouse is traveling with the children to go up country to participate in activities that are happening there, and the other spouse is not interested. They are having totally different activities that they are engaged in. How are you going to fulfill a vision together when you're living your lives in that style on a consistent basis? It speaks to the fact that you have not aligned what you're working towards as a family. You're working towards individual interests, and therefore you will struggle at the end of the day, because there is nothing that is clearly bringing you together to give you a sense of this is the direction for our family. Another thing we need to know, just with relation to that very point, let's harmonize our individual interests so that they can smoothly fit into our big vision. Once you have a vision for your family, there are things that speak to you as an individual that you'll also know that they are not going to promote the bigger vision that you have as a team, as a married couple. And so some of those interests, you'll drop them off, you'll lay them aside, because you know that they will actually work against the shared vision that you're having as a family. And so it's important to harmonize our interests to make sure they fit into the bigger purpose that you have with regard to your family. And your vision needs to speak to every aspect with regard to your relationship. Your vision needs to speak to your finances. What do you want to achieve with regard to finances? What businesses do you want to do? What assets do you want to accumulate? Your vision needs to speak to aspects to do with how do we want to raise our children? What kind of children do we want to bring forth? What kind of children do we want to see? What kind of children do we want to leave when we depart eventually? What kind of retirement activities do we want to do together? Your vision needs to speak to everything that concerns your marriage. I have seen couples where people, when they retire, they feel a sense of they are lost. They're in a state of disharmony. They're in a state of confusion because their vision did not speak to, it did not address life after active employment. And so we need to know, what are we going to do together? For us here as the Obokelos, we're already doing the family ministry. We are reaching out to so many families. This is our calling. This is our vision. And so when my husband retires, he's not going to struggle to fit into what exactly is going on because we are already doing this. And so when he retires, we are only going to be continuing the work that we've already started within the aspect of enriching families with the truth of God. And so I ask us, have you incorporated what you're going to do together as a family when you retire? That should also be a part of your vision as a married couple. And I encourage us to work together, and more so the men. Let our men arise and give direction to the family, because you're the leaders within the marital institution, the marital team that you're in. The man is the leader. A man needs to have a sense of direction. A man needs to have a sense of, he needs to give guidance to the family, because how will your wife run after a vision that is not clear for her? This needs to come out very clear. You need to agree on it. You need to pray about it. You need to own it together so that you work towards something that you know, this is it. It speaks to both of us. And together as a team, we are going to build this. And you know, like the English people say, is that very, very famous saying that together we shall stand, divided we shall fall. And they also tell us, friends, that when you work as a team, there is nothing that will be impossible for you. When you're together as a team, you will achieve so much together as a couple. And so I encourage us to work as a team, to synchronize our vision, to clarify our vision, to paint it so clearly that each of you knows that this is it, this is what defines our family. The Bible teaches us that where there is no vision, that people perish. That is Proverbs 29 verse 18. I have met families and indeed couples where somebody marries for reasons like, she's the most beautiful girl on the block. She has the best figure within the community. She has the best hips. And so that is the girl I am going to marry. Surely that is not a vision to marry into. And then you also find the ladies who say, for me, I have suffered poverty all my life. I have to get somebody who is rich. You don't know whether they are a leader. You don't know where they are going to take you. You don't know what they are going to destroy in you. For you, all you're caring about is, I want the money. I want the 6 packs. That is not a reason. That clearly shows you don't have a vision. What you want is very petty and flimsy things. And you'll come back and share the story of how those bums and those hips and those 6 packs will help you to achieve a vision that you need to achieve for your life. Friends, I also want to help us understand that vision gives you enduring strength in the midst of the storms, in the midst of the high waters. Like I mentioned, every marriage is going to go through the high waters, it's going to go through the storms, it's going to go through the highs, it's going to go through the valleys. So when those low moments come, your vision will give you a sense of, I am continuing. Your vision empowers you. It gives you the strength. It gives you the urge and indeed the impetus to continue moving, because you know where you are headed and you work towards, I have to reach the destination which we have set for ourselves. Friends, that is how important vision is. And vision is going to help us to build thriving and indeed prospering relationships, because we are working towards achieving a certain beautiful goal, a certain big destination that we are working towards reaching together. That is how critical vision is, friends. As I conclude, do not exchange your vision for worthless things. Do not be tantalized into things that are going to move you away from your vision. Look at the story of Cain and Abel in the Bible, who exchanged his birthright, who exchanged his vision for a mere bowl of soup. And later he was regretting, but it was too late for him to reverse what he had already done. Friends, Keith Cameron tells us a good marriage does not just happen without a vision to make it happen. Vision makes everything happen. Thank you, friends, for listening in today. Thank you for loving this channel. I encourage us to subscribe for those of us who have not yet. I encourage us to share widely with our network of friends, and together we shall build strong families and we shall change our community. Thank you. Catch you again next week. Bye.